All right. Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. And I want to say to you all, thank you for tuning in to this Lions Talk Live breaking news edition just coming out of the Lions presser. You probably got some clue or indication from the thumbnail I put up there on the screen that I got some news that it's looking like the Detroit Lions will have Sam Laporta in practice today. I know the reports came out yesterday saying, hey, Laporta after practice took some reps and blocking, running a few routes, things of that sort. That all ended up being true. We also understand that he was listed as a non-participant in yesterday's practice because technically during the actual practice, he did not participate. So everything he did yesterday was after the practice. They probably did so just to make it much more moderated, controlled environment, however you want to term it. They wanted to make sure that there was just less chance of anything uncalculated coming into pass. But just moments ago in the Lions presser that is just wrapping up now, Dan Campbell, right off the bat, as you would all expect, was asked, hey, is Laporta going to be able to go today, etc.? And he said, Laporta is going to take to the field. He is going to do some things. They're going to be very cautious with him. I think we all get the reasoning why with that. They want to make sure there's just no chance for something to trip up, bite him in the butt, whatever you want to say. No chance for anything to happen that's going to cause a potential further issue. So what can we assess from this? If you remember earlier in the week, and maybe it was Monday or Tuesday, whenever it was earlier this week, I told you that I had gotten reports that Laporta agreed to do a medical procedure known as draining of the knee. What does that mean in layman's terms? So revisit the type of injury he had. So he had basically a hyperextension in the knee that caused bone bruising. Sorry, while I'm talking to you guys, I'm trying to finish some things up here for the video that you guys are now watching. So trying to double dip here. But anyway, so that means that you're basically, in a nutshell, the knee itself is structurally fine. The ligaments, there's no apparently tears, nothing that showed up on the MRIs, things of that sort. So you are literally putting a device in there between the bone bruises where all the blood is accumulated to help with the healing process, the swelling, and you're pulling it on out. It's going to be an incredibly dark, almost black looking type of blood. It's just because of the nature of the area, et cetera, the depth, all those things come into play. So apparently the Lions medical staff, this would tell me, as they hit a home run on that. Monday, Tuesday, they cleaned that thing up. They got all the extra blood out there, which just further speeds up the healing process. We talked about in this morning show, you could watch Sam Laporta's nonverbal communication skills. When asked about him being on the field, how he felt, you could see the brim on his face. Now, if you were asking me if this guy was being sincere with what he was not verbally saying, yeah, I'd say he felt pretty good about the knee. He felt pretty good about his potential to play on Sunday. So this just seems to be further evidence to support that. Campbell tried to do everything he could to not give specifics when asked about Laporta. I get it. He's trying to protect expectations and not make it about one player. He's trying to make it about a team. That's what good coaches do. But what we're here to talk about right now is, in Pierce, I'll just go right to you right off the bat. It sounds like he's going to play. Is it going to be able to be a full workload, his normal workload? I couldn't answer that. And anybody on YouTube or print media that says otherwise, that they can answer that, I'll tell you what I think of that person. They're full of, it ain't Mountain Dew, probably Mellow Yellow. And we don't do knockoffs here on Lions Talk Live. So what I can tell you, though, it's just further cooperation and support that he's probably going to be out there the vast majority of the time. There doesn't seem to be any flare-ups. Now he has an important another 48-hour window. Why do I say it's another important 48-hour window? So you go back to Monday when they began the process of draining the knee. That's an important 48-hour window. I know we talked about it earlier in the week with the show. Why is that important? Because you have to see how the body is going to respond to that draining. Is it going to further inflame infected areas, or I should say infected, but acerbated areas, which is some potential when you go to drain the knee and the ligaments and fluids out of it, you could actually cause a reaction. That appears to not have been the case. So best case scenario for Lions fans, Laporta fans, whatever you want to say, he went through the procedures. He probably went through it every day. He's probably still enduring it to some extent just to keep any potential reswelling of the ligaments in that area of the knee/leg from happening. All that has gone as, I'm going to guess, based on all the evidence, as picture perfect as you could anticipate. With that also now being said, you want to see how he's going to respond and the affected area to actually getting on the field and doing stuff. That's why today, yesterday I get controlled environment after practice. You're putting them through things. It's very limited, I'm going to guess. Today, sounds like they're going to take it up a notch. They're going to see how he does going through, I'm sure, controlled environments, controlled contact, controlled fury, whatever you want to say, and then see how he responds tomorrow. That's where the next 48 hours, in my opinion, are going to really be the final test. Can you put him through stuff today? And tomorrow, there's little or no noticeable repercussions from what he does today in practice. If that's the case, no swelling or whatever, stress, pain, whatever stiffness, then really it all comes down to Sunday. Sunday by 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if he is, fine, no signs of any kind of adversity, medical staff is going to wrap the heck out of that thing. They're going to duct tape it, bondo it. They're going to put some Flex Seal on that affected area, everything they can to provide additional support for the ligaments, the knee, etc. If he can go through all that and there's no obvious pain, obviously at that point also the medical staff said, yeah, there's no chance for him doing anything obvious to re-injure the knee or areas. There's no real risk of him doing anything outside of normal football dangers. That all comes to pass, and Sam Laporta is playing on Sunday night. So, all right, I've babbled on enough, giving you guys some thoughts. Let's see what you guys got to say. AJ, get it, Coach? Hey, more than glad to be here for you guys. My hair might not have been ready. You are correct. Eddie, this is great news. Going into Sunday, 100%. Yeah, we all said last week going into the game against Minnesota, why play starters and everything. People can get hurt. You've heard all that stuff to death. Yes, Laporta got hurt, but it also looks like it might not have been nearly as bad as anybody would anticipated. You also do need to give strong encouragement or praise, I should say, to the medical staff of the Detroit Lions, because, they've hit a grand slam dunk, walk away touchdown, whatever you want to say. They've done their job. They all deserve a Mountain Dew. Clark, what do you got? Woo! Flair voice. There you go, buddy. Eddie, thank you, football gods. Yeah, huge news. Jordy, woo! Yeah, I'll do another one for you. David, we got, thanks, Dan, for reporting this so quickly. No problem. Like I think I told you guys in the morning show, it's going to be a slower day with the weather changing for the next 24, 48 hours around here. Going to be limited what I can do outside the house. Pierce, sounds like Laporta is going to play 1,000%. My brother Kent, Dan, if the Lions DBs cover the Rams the way you cover the Lions, they'll shut down their passing game. Hey, we're here to set standards, brother Ken. We're trying to get the Lions, like MCDC is taking us to another level. I'm trying to help push them to another level. So thank you for that, though, in all seriousness. Mile marker, I'm hoping we can run up the score without hitting the Rams this game. Let them rest one more week because I think we will win. Hey, let's do whatever we can, but let's go out and get this win, because without this one, there ain't going to be another one. Big M, at a bare minimum, even if he's just a decoy, it's a major plus for the Lions. Yeah, it just adds more depth, but I'll be fair. I don't think this is, Reed in the, 1972 NBA Finals. Willis Reed coming out there on a blown out ACL, hitting a few shots just to get his team pumped up. Maybe it's something like that, but I would say, they're going to put him on the field only if they feel like, A, he can help, and B, there's no realistic opportunity for him to do further damage to the affected area. It also would tell me, and I know if you're just joining the show, you probably didn't hear this monologue speech I put out earlier, but it also tells me that really the damage is not that severe because they're not putting him out there if they think they're going to do some damage to this prized NFL tight end rookie. So keep that in mind too. These medical professionals have to go through a lot of evaluations if they put somebody back on the field and they get hurt. Think about with James Houston. I know I reported whatever it was, 5 weeks ago, his medical staff had cleared him to play, waiting for the Lions medical staff to clear him. Why is that important? Because the Lions medical staff understands how it could affect their careers, but also the liability reasons that the team would be then on the hook for if they put somebody out there and, snaps an ankle or whatever, again, in the first couple plays. Laporta's not being put on that field unless they are dang certain that there's no realistic opportunity for further injury or any kind of injury to it. All right, Jordy, the stars are lining up. Lions winning the Super Bowl. I made my prediction earlier this week. Lions beat Rams. Green Bay beats Dallas. Green Bay pulls off an upset against the 49ers. We beat Tampa Bay. And guess what? Lions versus Green Bay in the NFC Championship game. You better believe I'm taking the Lions in that scenario. Christopher, Sewell and St. Brown, AP first team All Pros. Yeah, as they should be. And it's, man, ain't that something? Your Associated Press, all teams, but not Pro Bowlers. Something. How about that? Big M, this guarantees a win for the Lions. Woo! Let's go. Dr. Detroit, let's heal up. I'm trying to heal up too, man, because all of a sudden my hearing just went out. So, Big M, thanks, Dan. Appreciate you. Anytime, man. I'm always here for you guys. Dr. Detroit, where would we play Tampa Bay at? That would be at Detroit, since we'd be the higher seed. Home, yes, it would be home. Robert, that grin from Laporta told it all. It did. And I know we talked about it this morning, Robert, but, this just further corroborates. Now, again, to me, the big test is really today in practice. How much do you let him, go? How much do you let him throttle up? If it's me, I'm saving it all for Sunday. I will let him walk through some stuff. I'll let him take very controlled blocking mechanics, stuff like that. Anything going forward, fine. There will be just me. There'll be no cutting whatsoever in the next 48 hours. You do that, you just keep giving those ligaments in the knee more time to rest. Again, I would have been loving it if the Lions got the Monday night game, just because you would have got another day of healing and recuperation, strengthening the ligaments. That'd be the big one. And I know you guys know Jen would have been all over that part. David, Yahoo Sports said the Rams game as the number one watch to this weekend, and I think it should be. There's a reason why they put it Sunday night at 8:00. Just from a mathematical standpoint, more people on the weekend are going to be around watching at that point than Monday night. I get it. So it makes sense to me, and I agree. Number one game. Young D13, do they still stop drug testing during the playoffs? It's still at the discretion of random from the NFL and the association, or the Players Association. So, yeah, it can still happen. Brother Ken, Robert 100% agree. Agreed? Okay, I agree too. Don, All-Pro Panay Sewell, All-Pro St. Brown, second team Frank Ragnow and Sam Laporta, Jalen Reeves-Maben. Yeah, and Jalen Reeves-Maben, man, talk about somebody kind of flies under the radar. But one last thing I want to get on the show before I get out of there. They did talk about it in the presser about James Houston. Did say, full go, blah, 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 all that stuff. Campbell was coy in what he said about him playing. We'll see how it goes today, see how he feels tomorrow. Stuff like that. But dude's playing, man. If you got him as a full practice participant 2 days in a row, he's going to be out there, especially since pass rush is at a premium in the postseason. So I would be willing to bet a Mountain Dew or two on that one. So, all right, I'll get you guys out of here. If there's some other kind of breaking news later today, I'll let you guys know. Like I said, it's a slower work day, but take care. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. I think we're like 5 subscribers away from 50. Man, I got to even check, man. 5,600, and we need 9 more subs apparently, and we need 109 to get to 57. Trying to make that happen before Sunday's kickoff. Hope you all have a great one. Hit the like button if you would, and we'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.